I pray that your name will be mentioned in rooms you haven't even entered for good. I pray that grace will always speak for you. I pray that everything you want for yourself in this new year would be granted unto you.
Being 23, to me, I just feel like it's a number and it's the wrong number attached to me. I mean, sure, this is the age where you feel so pressured. You think having a car, owning your apartment, or having couples of hundreds of thousands in your bank account matters. But it doesn't feel like it. I feel 18, like I got this energy of 18-year-old in me. I don't even know what it feels to be 23. I remember when I clocked 18, right? The first thing that popped in my head was, okay, now I'm being legal. I could get my PVC. I could start voting for elections. I could do a whole lot. I could start making decisions. Oh, this is Nigeria. It's crazy that I belong to this generation where weed is candy. I mean, I remember growing up where everybody wants to get a couple of candies, like the real candies. Like I remember goody goody. I remember shuki. More than 50% of people in their 20s smokes or take weed. I mean, should that be normal? I don't know. Should I be scared I'm becoming an adult? This is the age where everybody wants to see you in a relationship. Like the pressure is just too much. It's a generation where breakups are certain. Now we call it breakfast. Like it's crazy. Whenever I even had to put up a song saying last it has cast. Everybody would have their breakfast. Pressure is just so much when you're in your 20s. They believe, okay, you should make it already. You should be driving cars. You should be working here. You should be done with schooling. And let's not even go into the idea of schooling in a public institution here in Nigeria, where your 4 years is in your 4 years, your 5 years is in your 5 years. I mean, 5 years could become 9 years. Nobody knows. This is one generation where fake life is very appreciated. I mean, just go on the gram, go on TikTok, live the fake life, trying to impress people. Whereas deep down, boy, you're nobody or you're not it yet. I mean, I don't blame those people who do not do because it's appreciated. If they were doing it and anybody giving them attention, it would have been a different thing. But people out there appreciate it more. They make it look like do more, try and impress us. Or do you really need to impress the crowd? It's a generation where they can't even tell the difference between being rich and being wealthy. If I'm to say, right, I would say most of the individuals out there are chasing after being rich, but they're not making consecutive plans to plans projected to the future where they are being like wealthy. Being in your 20s in Nigeria is as a guy, right? It's that age where when you're moving out there, you have to, be security conscious, looking around for law enforcement. I mean, obviously, if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't be scared, but still, you just need to stay at alert because you are a target. They see you as threat, they see you as. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't say it's about how you're dressed, is how you're being dressed, is how you're being addressed. My mom would always tell me whenever you're with any law enforcement and you just say, just be polite and treat them like adults. Don't argue with them. Just, be respectful and be straight when they ask you questions. I think originally everybody believes it's something they do international, like they scam people in other continent, but it's crazy. Now, even you in your country, being neighbors and brothers, you're not safe because you could be a prey, whereby, they send you this SMS like, oh, send us your BVN, send us your OTP, I mean, it's not more international, it's not local. I don't really know what to say about people who are doing ritual. Or like I said, they are influenced to live a fake life. They want to be famous for being rich. They want to, ball around. And the funny thing is, most of these people who do these things, right? They don't tend to spend this money in the right manner. Fine, my mom would say, something you don't work for, you would never see value in it, or you would never get to appreciate it, because you get to make these millions of naira from whatever dubious activity it is, and you lavish it, like you spend it in clubs. I mean, bro, this is once in a lifetime opportunity, having millions of naira. Like, you need to invest. You really need to invest. You don't scam people, but how do you make money? Like, I've met a lot of people in their 20s, they make money from sports bets, like placing bets on sports. I know this guy who is crazy enough to place millions of his naira on these bets, and obviously, if he goes through right, he gets to make this extra millions from whatever he placed his money on. Like, gambling is a source of income in this generation to some people out there. A lot of things would have been happening like long, long ago, but this is our age where any little thing could get you depressed. Like, any little thing could get you depressed. And it get worse for some people. They commit suicide. You just want to flee the country. Okay, Chakba. Like, okay, we believe, okay, probably there's this greener pasture. I mean, it's fine to go for vacations abroad, come back home, then be you in your normal home. But it's a trend when you're in your 20s. Oh, you are very desperate to look for means to leave the country, to go abroad. In my opinion, I see very much opportunity here in Africa and not abroad. I would choose to go abroad for vacations. Like, just go there, say hi to my friends around, like in the diaspora, and be back home for business, my day-to-day life and all. A generation where sex is sport, like, it's crazy. This is one crazy age, right? Where any simple mistake you could become a baby daddy or a baby mama. And the funny thing is, in this generation, being a baby mama and a baby daddy is kind of a norms. Like, there's nothing like, oh, you're giving birth. Like, people being concerned about giving birth out of wedlock isn't really their game. In this series, I mean, I want to place a lot of young Africans in their 20s on this spotlight, like introduce them to the world, what they do, tell their life stories, their experience. Like, I want to just experiment, hear people out, how they see life, and just get in their head. And being in a relationship as well, I don't know, does it drain or does he appreciate